Hello, welcome back to the Nasty Metal Production channel here, YouTube. Welcome to another album of the week, and this is episode number 15. So, for this week's pick is, of course, Second Attack by not really short-lived, but not a very long-lived Belgium heavy metal band Crossfire. What inspired me to pick this album was inspired by Cloudy Mulder, who of course showed a copy of See You in Hell, and it had me wanted me to pull out Second Attack, and this is actually just a really good album. If any, I'm not gonna try and do an all-out review, but in comparison, Crossfire, of course, let me definitely get into a bit of the backstory. The band, of course, started out as the Dolls, playing more punk rock oriented. I don't know if I would compare them to like the Ramones, but they definitely had kind of that sort of Sex Pistols, Ramones, I guess kind of punk rock going on, but you can kind of tell that the hard rock influence was definitely in there in some ways. And so when they changed the name to Crossfire, they definitely started playing more closer to some of the more hard rock heavy metal influences, like UFO and Scorpions and Judas Priest and so forth. Here, that's kind of what you definitely do get on See You in Hell, which of course was the band's proper debut. They definitely had more of that Crocus, AC/DC, Saxon, Judas Priest, except kind of sound to them. But on Second Attack, they definitely upped up the music here. Musically, you can still hear the Accept influence. Definitely Restless and Wild was definitely the main influence here. But you can definitely hear almost a sound I don't think would nearly catch on until 86, 87 to 88. I think the one band, surprisingly, when listening to Second Attack, that I can actually compare this sound to is Rage. Mostly Execution Guaranteed. Peter D. Went, who of course singer, would go on to at one point sing for Ostrogoth and a few other bands, even working as an engineer for quite a few other bands, mostly like Wasp and so on, mostly as an engineer instead of a singer, of course. But his vocals on Second Attack is definitely more of an improvement over his vocal performance on See You in Hell. See You in Hell was definitely a raw, heavy metal album, while this one is more refined here. They definitely were searching for their sound. Sadly, the album where they were searching for their sound, where they finally were definitely finding it, would end up being their last. But still, it's good. Let me kind of point out a fun little fact. I don't know if it's this guitar player on this album or the last one, because I know on See You in Hell they had only one guitar player. On this one, they brought in a second one. Still, I think pretty much keeping the same guitar player from See You in Hell, but there was a song on See You in Hell that was titled Killing a Cop. However, one of the guitar players would end up killing a cop later on and go to prison for that, which is kind of funny in a way and kind of ironic. But when looking up the information, I remember reading about or hearing about that information on the Heavy Metal Rarities forum. Sadly, when doing this Album of the Week episode here, I tried to look up which guitar player it was. Sadly, I can't find, because of the person on a Heavy Metal Rarities. Not going to name any names. is pretty much a fucking forum Nazi and pretty much deleted all the comments and everything. So I don't know, so I can't remember, and I tried looking up through other places to find out who it is. The only place I seem to have come to finding a at least solid information on which guitar player that did go to prison for killing a cop was on the Metal Archives in a review for See You in Hell, and his opinion or theory or so was a different guitar player that once played for Crossfire during the earlier days before the See You in Hell album, mostly on the demo that would end up being put on the Rave On Records Metal Claws compilation. That guitar player is Nearing Kicks, something like that. I'm butchering his last name, but he was, of course, the original guitar player and singer for Crossfire. Mostly only on the demo, which would end up being put on the Metal Claws. But the sad thing is, this is only a theory, and that the song was written about him. It's only a theory. I don't know. If anyone else out there that actually has the information on this guy or the whole situation with the Crossfire guitar players that did go on to kill a cop, and whether or not the song Killing a Cop is actually about one of their former members, definitely let me know, because I would love to hear the information again, because it's such interesting for a band to write a song and then all of a sudden finding out that one of their guitar players did something that they sang about. It's quite honestly funny, and in a way almost sad and ironic at all the same time. Anyways, I've babbled on too much. I'm picking the sound for the week. If anyone's never checked out Crossfire, this is probably the album I would say you should start with. There's many reissues for this album. You can find on Discogs, you can find on Amazon, you can find it anywhere. Or you can go on to YouTube and listen to the album. I think this is basically Crossfire's best album by far. It's fast, it's heavy, it's definitely almost having a bit of that European speed power metal tinge to it than something you had got on the first album, which had much more of a new wave or British heavy metal sound. Here, everything is definitely going into more what would be modern 80s metal. Mostly that European speed power metal sound. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this. Hope you liked this pick. I hope I turned you on to another album. Anyways, this is Heavy Thrasher Sam out. I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.